Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Monday, the 15th of May, comes to you from London. And we start, as always, by looking at currencies, stock markets, uh, international stock markets, and then commodities, and last of all, some US tech stocks, and really just focusing on any significant changes over the last day or two. So we're seeing the dollar index just breaking back down again, so hitting resistance here at this 100 and this 99.5 level, so we're just not really able to hold it. We got as high as 99.75, so we're just teetering back again on the on the bearish side. So bearish short and medium term, but the long-term chart is still bullish. The euro chart has therefore turned bullish, although we do have this downside target of 106, which would be activated with a new low below that 108.50 level. So just need to keep an eye on that. We're still bearish in the long term, but the medium and short term is looking bullish. Japanese yen, dollar falling away here as well. So we're bearish, bearish, bearish really. So just seeing that yen strength just kicking in at the moment, but it is fairly short-lived. We're seeing here dollar really is sideways against the yen, and against sterling, not quite yet back above the cloud here. So sterling just a bit weaker against the dollar. But the medium-term recovery is still underway. But the key thing is we have got long-term bearishness there too. Sterling against the euro. Euro has the upper hand at the moment, and against Swiss franc, we just see we're below the cloud in the short term, and against the Australian dollar, we're falling away as well. The S&P 500 index just taking a move to market, just struggled to get and hold this 2,400 level last week, so just a bit in the doldrums. And the Nasdaq also just sideways there too, but the long-term charts still look fantastic for the Nasdaq. And the Dow again sideways, and the Russell 2000 just falling away a little bit. The futures this morning, the S&P futures up just 0.16%, and the Nasdaq E-mini 0.18%. So we may just see a recovery here. We are seeing on the Nasdaq E-mini, we have got upside potential of about 2%, so that may play through into the main market. The FTSE 100 is looking bullish this morning, up strongly, up nearly 1%, and just breaking to new highs here. So that's looking good, and looking very strong indeed. The FTSE 250 also holding its bullish position, bullish on all three time frames, and the DAX also breaking to new highs on that 60-minute chart too. So European markets looking strong this morning. The Nikkei is flat, and the Hang Seng is still bullish on all three time frames. China putting in an attempt to recover, having had this quite dramatic sell-off of around 10% over the last several weeks. The Indian market looking strong still, and the Australian market is still just bearish below the cloud, although the medium and long-term charts are pretty bullish. Crude oil continues its short-term recovery. We're at $52 this morning, but the key thing is that we did make a lower low, so this chart is bearish. And WTI much the same, with a downside target of 37, so we expect crude to fall over the coming weeks and months. US nat gas $3.40. We've got targets 368, 370, so we expect to see that. And the copper future is also just moving above as well. Heating oil, like crude, is just back above its cloud. Taking a quick look at coffee, that's bearish in the short and medium term. We're seeing here on cocoa a really dramatic rise, up 3%, and so that's just taking us bullish. And the same with cotton, really just rocketing at the moment, so bullish on all three time frames. Looking at sugar, a little bit more in the doldrums, and wheat much the same. Soybeans also just looking short term, not so strong, and corn is bullish above the cloud, but in the doldrums on the longer term charts. Taking a look at gold, we're back above this $3.30 level. We're just teetering with that at the moment. Sorry, 13.30. We're at 13.29. We just ticked below there, but we are now bullish on all three time frames. Hard to believe with the sell-off that we've had, but we are finding support here on gold, so that's good news for gold lovers. And silver we're seeing also is bullish, although it's bearish in the medium-term chart, unlike gold. Taking a look at the 10-year Treasury yields, 2.34%. We fell away a little bit last week, but we're just finding some support there. Tech stocks, Apple bullish on all three time frames, bullish above the cloud. Got a 10% upside target here that's been activated. Google looking still pretty bullish, although it's been flat for the last week or so. Amazon also running ahead, looking good with a 4% upside target in the short term and a medium term upside target of 8%. And Facebook also holding its bullish position with good upside targets in the medium term, a few short-term downside targets, and Microsoft also a couple of short-term downside targets, but the medium and long-term charts look great. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.